and all of this tolerance and all of this diversity that the left pretends to embrace, we see their true colors on full display whenever somebody deviates from their narrative, from their norm. If anyone deviates from their pattern, they get upset and call names and are very, very critical and harsh to them. And it's
well, yeah,
you don't see the right doing that.
Well, and it's funny you mentioned that because Chelsea Handler, who was the ex-girlfriend of 50 Cent, she made a video where she said she called up 50 Cent when he came out and supported Trump to tell him, "Let me remind you that you're black." What's your reaction to that?
Stay in your place, black boy. Stay in your place. I would have said something else, but we're on air. But that's my impression of it. She's basically saying him, if I had to, you know what that sounds like? That sounds like the 1960s Jim Crow time. If a black guy was trying to drink off of a white water faucet, I had to remind him that he was black. You can't drink right here. I had to remind him that he was black. So because he's black, he's supposed to do certain things. This is ridiculous. And you know what else I wish the president would do, however, Kerry, is whenever they would bring up the topic of white supremacy to the president, I wish he would ask them to ask Joe about his former ties to KKK and white supremacists, because, you know, he said his mentor, Robert Byrd, and he was a grand wizard or a grand cyclops of the Ku Klux Klan. And so, you know, the hypocrisy is on full display. And the left, once again, if anyone deviates from the left's pattern, they show their true colors and they go on the attack.
And so when it comes to the actual black vote and black turnout, do you think this is going to translate into something more beyond just social media statements?
Absolutely. I mean, if that's taken from social media. I've seen a number of people, when 50 Cent made that statement, a number of people were like, what? 62%? I'm not voting either. I'm not voting for him either, you know, because they know it just doesn't make any sense to vote for a guy who's going to take over 60% of your money. And you know, but it is causing some people to give consideration, at least to the thought of voting for President Trump, and they begin to look at, once again, the positive accomplishments of his administration.